Good morning, students. Now, in respiration chapter, we will continue with respiration in animal kingdom. Even though respiration is a common characteristics of all living organisms, only a handful of them use lung to respire. As we have read that the human being respire through lungs, but very few are there in the animal kingdom who respire through lungs. So, the respiratory organs found in different animals or different organisms are given here. First is lungs. It is found in higher animals with complex body design such as human, birds, snakes, lizards, frogs, tigers, deer, dogs, etc. That means all the mammals. Mammals which um, give birth to babies are known as mammals, and they respire through lungs. Along with them, birds and snake also respire through lungs. That means all vertebrates. Vertebrates means animals with a backbone respire through lungs except fish. Gases may enter and leave the body through different organs, but in human being or generally it is through nostrils. That means nose. Second is gills. Fish, shark and many other aquatic animals respire through their gills. Gills are present on both the side of the fish. You can see here or you have seen in the fish also. The alive fish, on the side of the fish there are gills. Gills have filaments which are somewhat like teeth of combs. The filaments are full of small capillaries carrying blood. The gills covered by a bony flap called operculum. See here. Bony flap-like structure is there which open and closes, and this is known as operculum. As in bony fish, or they could be open as in shark. Gills are abundantly supplied with capillaries that allow oxygen to enter and carbon dioxide to leave the bloodstream. So, by the help of gills, aquatic animals take oxygen and release carbon dioxide. When the fish open its mouth, water is drawn into the oral cavity. Oral means mouth cavity, and passed through the gills, bringing in exchange of gases. Then, though the adult frog and toad breathe through lungs, their young tadpole uses the gills to respire. Young tadpole, they remain in water because the frog lay eggs in the water and the fertilization takes place inside the water. So the tadpole use the gills to respire. When it becomes adult, then the frog lives on water and land both, and they use their lungs. Third is moist skin. Some animals, such as the earthworm, use their moist skin for gaseous exchange. A similar method is used by frogs, toads, sea turtle, and sea snakes to respire under water. You can see in these organisms the skin remains moist. Moist means gila. And they use their skin. Oxygen passes in and carbon dioxide passes out through this skin only. Then the fourth one and the last one, it is trachea and spiracles. Insects like grasshopper, cockroach have many small openings called spiracles all over their body. It is a small opening, small holes which are present on their sides. Air enters through these holes and reaches all parts of the body through a network of thin tubes known as trachea or breathing tubes. So, these spiracles open into an elaborate system of tubes called the trachea. See here, the spiracles, small openings, and these spiracles it enters into the trachea, and then gaseous exchange takes place between the air that flows through the trachea and the body. So these are the main four parts by which the organism respire. First is lungs, second gills, third moist skin, and fourth trachea and spiracles. So name the respiratory organs found in human being. It is lungs, frog, lungs or moist skin, fish, gills, cockroach, spiracles, snake through lungs, and sea snake through gills. Do you know the principal respiratory organ for the dolphins and whales are lungs? The principal respiratory organ for the dolphin and whales are lungs. That means they respire through lungs, as even though they live in water, they are aquatic animals, but they respire through lungs but not through gills because they are mammals. They are placed in the same group of the animal kingdom along with human, dog, cat, tigers called mammals. And so they use lungs for the respiration. The next is respiration in the plant kingdom. One activity is given here to observe the plant cells associated with the process of respiration. Materials required here: glass bowl, water, freshly plucked green leaves, rock, forceps, slide, cover slip, tissue paper, glycerine, and microscope. Method: first we will take lukewarm water. Lukewarm means हल्का गरम. हल्का गरम पानी लेंगे हम लोग in the bowl. Then we will need to remove a leaf from a tree or plant because we'll need an active leaf, and place this leaf in the bowl of water and put a small rock on top of it so that it gets submerged under the water. लीफ के ऊपर हम लोग रॉक को रखेंगे जिससे कि वो दबा रहे, बॉटम नीचे की ओर दबा रहे, वो ऊपर ना आए. एंड देन लीव द सेटअप फॉर अ कपल ऑफ आवर्स. 2-3 आवर्स के लिए छोड़ देंगे. मेक द डायग्राम of your observation. What will be the conclusion? It is that the slide a part of the leaf under a microscope and see the small cells under the cross sections of the leaf. Different cell can be seen easily when we put this leaf under the microscope. And so, respiration through stomata. The plants respire through a small opening or pores called stomata. It is used for the exchange of gases and mostly found on the undersurface of leaves. On the lower part of the leaf, it is present. It is guarded by the guard cell. See here, it is a bean shaped structure which is guarded by guard cell, and this help in regulating the size of the stomata. Opening and closing of the stomata can be done by guard cell. Air enters the plant through this opening, and also it get released carbon dioxide by this opening only. We must know that the plants respire all the time, both day and night. However, during the daytime, oxygen produced by photosynthesis could be used by plants for the purpose of respiration. Because during daytime, photosynthesis also takes place. So, when the plants respire, they release carbon dioxide just like us. And this carbon dioxide is used by them only for the process of photosynthesis. And during night, the oxygen is taken same as us, same as human being, and carbon dioxide is released. But here it is not absorbed by the plants because there is absence of photosynthesis. दिन में फोटोसिंथेसिस और रेस्पिरेशन दोनों होता है, लेकिन रात में सिर्फ रेस्पिरेशन होता है और फोटोसिंथेसिस उस समय नहीं होता बिकॉज देयर इज नो सनलाइट. The last activity to prove that plants give out carbon dioxide during respiration. Here you require reproscope, germinating seeds, KOH stick, beaker, brine solution, and cotton. The reproscope is the instrument which we can use to see or to do this activity. Fix this reproscope vertically into a stand and put the germinating seeds into the bulb. Dip the mouth just below the surface of the solution in the beaker and put a stick of KOH, potassium hydroxide, which is also known as caustic potash, and plug the mouth with cotton. Make sure that the seeds and the KOH stick do not come in contact. It should be separated. Seed और KOH stick आपस में मिलना नहीं चाहिए. Then mouth should never touch the bottom of the beaker. The apparatus should stand like this for a few hours until you see the solution has risen in the tube of the reproscope. We will observe that a partial vacuum has been formed due to the intake of oxygen and the exhalation of carbon dioxide because respiration is taking place here. So हम लोग देखेंगे कि बीच में थोड़ा सा वैक्यूम खाली जगह क्रिएट हो जाता है क्योंकि वहाँ पर ऑक्सीजन ले रहे हैं और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस छोड़ा जा रहा है जिसकी वजह से वो वैक्यूम क्रिएट हो जाएगा. This is why the mercury gets drawn up into the mouth of the reproscope. And respiration through roots, sometimes plants or trees also respire through roots. The big trees which are present in Sundarbans or in any forest, the mangroves trees you have seen which is submerged in the water, these trees breathe through their roots which are still, as you can see in the picture. See here, mangroves means the trees which are present in the water. They usually get this oxygen from the soil which has air trapped inside it because always it is submerged in water, so they take oxygen from the water. And even in our homes, we should never put too much water in our potted plants, as it might inhibit the root from breathing and in turn would adversely affect the growth of the plant. So we should give a proper amount of water to the plant which we have planted in our homes in the pot, because it affect the growth of the plant, because in that case they have to respire through the air which is present inside the water by the help of root. So this is all about the respiration in plants and animals.